Welcome to this hobby of ours. I am your host D, and today we have a truly wild card, probably the wildest of any of the cards we've ever dealt from the deck here. And it's a pretty incredible piece. Looking at the Bulova Accutron Space View 2020, as was loaned in by Derek, our good friend at Moyer Fine Jewelers out of Indiana. Thank you, Derek. It's such an amazing thing to have a company give us their trust and loaning in watches. That's an amazing thing. It's a blessing and one I'm very grateful for. I've had this watch on deck for several days now, as I realize there's more to this movement than meets the eye, even though they've peeled away the face so you could see it. There's so much going on with this movement. I had to study. I haven't studied in a long time for anything, but I did my study today. I will try to make it sensible and understandable as we go on this little journey with this beautiful watch. Also, a bit of business. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I found out that most of my viewership is from unsubscribed viewers, so it only takes a moment, and it means so very much. If you ever happen to leave me a comment, trust that I will write back to you. So like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And a quick shout out to our 3 winners in the Holiday Blues giveaway. It took me a while to get those photos assembled and on deck. Thank you so much for coming along on the ride, and hope you are enjoying those watch goodies so very much. We also have some other leather goods on deck from our channel friend Tim at Caseback Watches. If you're not, you're probably there if you're here, but if in case you've been living under a watch rock, please go give Tim some love over at Caseback Watches. I consider his videos required viewing, certainly highly enjoyable viewing. He releases several times a week, and it's very enjoyable, and I've been watching his channel for years. But he is also an artisan, and he does a whole bunch of stuff: guitar, leather work, drawing, all sorts of stuff. But what we got on deck here is the notebook holder right here, this portfolio book. This is where we keep all the Hobby of Ours notes. Absolutely love this piece. You've seen this before. But the new piece on here are these wallets. Gorgeous, Tim. Great work, my friend. Thank you so much for sending these over here. I did purchase these. This is not a sponsored video, but why not give Tim some love? This is some amazing craftsmanship. Can't wait to put these to use. Why did I buy 2? Well, the thing when you're working with unique custom leather goods, Tim might not make these forever, right? So if I lose one, how would I be able to replace it? So I bought 2. And my hope is that if we have enough sign-in votes, that if we have enough signatures, we can convince Tim or persuade him to make some leather straps in this amazing racing green leather. Tim, I will take an 18mm, 19, 20, and 21, and you know what? A 22 as well, sir. So there you go. Your first 5 straps ordered are ready to go. All we need you to do, sir, is to make them now. So thank you so much for these. Absolutely love your work. And peeling back the leather work to reveal the complete guide to Bulova Accutron watches. Quite a tome. We will have a little book review at the end, but this book does not cover this one. This is the older ones, and the similarities in that this was a disruptor to the industry with this tuning fork technology, and the fact that you can see this is also a bit of a disruptor. No one else has this movement. We'll learn more about that in a minute. And the fact that you can see through to some of the tech is about where the similarities end. Where do we even begin? Well, this is a Citizen movement. It is not tuning fork, and Citizen and Miyota made this movement. This is the caliber NS30. Let's put some numbers up on the board so we can see what we are working with. And she is a bit of a large Marge, a hefty Helga, a chunky monkey to be sure. Diameter 43.5, a little bit wide. Lug to lug is thankfully a little bit politer, but 16.1. Bulova. Bulova. I don't know about that. I'd like to see you shrink this down into a 40mm case with maybe a 13mm width. If we could put that on the wish list. But you know, that beautiful green dial, why not? We know we love the color green on this channel. Strap 22mm. At least it's not an UGG width. And well, let's dive into this movement, shall we? This is the NS30. And I'm going to be quoting a lot from 2 sources for this, chiefly ProfessionalWatches.com, his technical review. That guy is a genius and puts out a lot of great content. I'm going to link to his stuff in the description below. And most of what you'll hear me talking about, the specifics here, I will indeed be parroting from his breakdown and review, and a little bit from our friends at Hodinkee as well. So what do we have here? It takes some design cues from the original watch, but this is completely new to the watch world, this technology. This is an electrostatic motor. It uses this electrostatic motor to control the motion of that second hand. That's why it's got such a smooth sweep. And then it also has a traditional quartz movement with electromagnetic stepper motor for timekeeping and to control the motion of the hour and the minute hands. I'll put in a loom shot here, see what that looks like. So the electrostatic motor is up here in the upper left corner. Now at the bottom, these two things at the bottom, it's a very unique built-in power generating system. Those are two generators at 5 and 7 o'clock, and it uses a traditional oscillating weight with geared transmission to capture the motion as you're wearing the watch, and to force the high-speed rotation of the two generators. Let's see if I can get, it's kind of fun to see them go. It almost looks like a flicker or a flutter, and it's happening so fast, sometimes you can't even tell it's happening. But this watch completely needs your body's movement in order to function. You don't want to put this on a watch winder. Read in the article why. It's a little bit complex and there's some mystery around why you wouldn't want to do that. And since I can't speak to that, I'm going to leave that for you to read. From our friends at Hodinkee, this motor up here is what's driving the second hand, and these two are driving the hour and the minute hand. Those generators are storing a charge in an accumulator, and the stepper motors that are driving those hour and minute hands, I can't imagine the technology that went into this. Why did they do it? They should have just reissued the tuning fork. They already had that stuff, but our good friend at Professional Watches, he read the patents to kind of more or less break down his understanding of what's going on in this thing. The electrostatic motor takes the place of the mainspring in terms of providing the motive force, and the accumulator capacitor for storing the electrical energy is, I don't know, this is out of this world. Why did they do this? Why did they make such a unique thing? And why is it so fat? But probably the wildest of the wild cards. Two other unique functionalities of this piece are the power save function. So after 5 minutes of non-movement, like if you just sat this on your dresser, that second hand is going to come to a stop at 12 o'clock, and it's going to stay there until your arm swings it again dramatically up to 3 to 5 times. And once it gets more or less reawakened by that motion, the second hand is going to catch up to the normal timing position until it aligns with the actual time, and then it will begin moving at a appropriate smooth sweep once again. And when you view the action of this motor in slow motion, the slow rotation, you'll see a slower rotation as a result of the modified synchronization process that's happening for it. Kind of cool. The other feature is designed to extend its life is the energy conserving function. So after 10 days of the watch not being worn, the motor controlling the hour and the minute hand is going to stop the same as if you would have pulled out the crown on a normal watch. And you're going to have to reset the time completely once you awaken it from that energy conserving function. So there is no battery in here, and there's still a little bit of mystery about how it's all functioning, chiefly centered around why putting this into a watch winder is not going to help you keep it powered, because it almost needs like I think he put in his article, like a chopping wood. Don't worry, Derek, I'm not going to chop wood with your watch. A chopping wood motion. You know what? This might make for a good golf watch, especially the way I'm chopping, slicing, and hacking, but there is no GMT bezel to keep track of it. So, oh well, so not a golf watch. But a pretty epic, unique piece. Now, there is something funny printed on its case back. Let's see if I can zoom up in there. All right. Do not open me. Accutron Service Center only. And the reason is, as I was studying it, if you were to take this case back off in a non-clean room, which is basically anything outside of a lab, even the most minute speck of dust that would get in there would totally jack things up. It would just not work. So you can see even as I'm recording here that the second hand has stopped, right? So we have to get that started again. Enough yip-yapping. Let's get it on wrist. Thank you so much from the professionalwatches.com, gentlemen. You are a testament to your watchmaking trade, sir. Let's see what she looks like on my 6.5-inch wrist. Ba-bam. And as our friend Paul Thorpe would say, that is what you call a statement piece. I can just about pull it off. It is starting to encroach a little on the wrist width, but she's such a chunky monkey. She stands proud, doesn't she? I'm rooting for you, Bulova. Bulova, BU lover. I'm definitely a BU lover. Although I think the one I'm after is, I want the Bulova Royal Oak. And I want to get a blue dial one at a great price. They're cruising north of 3K, 4K. No, used market, just no. And then I want a page from Gerald Genta's private diary to come on the market. Dear Diary, pitched my octagonal design to Bulova today. They said they'd think about it, but I'm not feeling real confident. I think I'm going to go over to AP tomorrow with my napkin drawing. And then, could you imagine if the rumor that Bulova was the first company he pitched the Royal Oak to turned out to be true? That would be so funny. I digress. Is this watch for you? Maybe. This is the perfect watch for Franklin because he is a total mad scientist. That dude is brilliant. It just wears, I had him over, he loved it, but he also agrees it's a little bit thick. So keep that in mind. If you have opportunity to check one out in person, by all means do it. And then ring Derek up at Moyer Fine Jewelers to buy one because he's going to give you the friend price. Our pricing and our discount with Moyer varies depending on the piece that you want, what brand, if it's new or pre-owned. This particular watch is in their pre-owned section. And if you're interested in it, write to him. His contact information is in every one of our videos, and let him know you saw the video and you're asking for the Hobby of Hours friend price. He will totally sort you out. He has sorted me out on multiple watches. Much love, Derek and crew at Moyer Fine Jeweler. My books. You know I love my books. This is the complete guide to Bulova Accutron watches by Daryl Hansen. Now this book is over 500 pages. Thank you. Love me a watch book that adds values. Now this watch is not in this book. This is a little bit of an older book, but this will cover all of the legacy pieces from Accutron, Accucords, Computron, the F300, which did appear in Omega watch, and the Beta 21 Hasonic, and over 1,100 tuning fork items pictured. So pretty rad. And there's our boy. If you are into finding an older Accutron watch, this piece can certainly help you out. Some people will say to avoid these pieces because you can't get them fixed, and that's partly true. It is difficult to find someone to work on them, but there are at least 2 watchmakers out there who can fix these, who are still in operation. And these watches pop for anywhere from, I don't know, on the low end 650, 700 to the high end 1500, depending on condition, box papers, yada yada yada. And so it's a worthwhile piece. They're smaller generally. I think they're around 38 or 36, depending on the model, millimeters, and they're a little bit thick, but not ostentatiously so. Not bad. So let's see what we've got in this book. My man Daryl sorting us out. This is not a watch book for the casual viewer, the casual observer. This is only for you if you are super into these watches, if you're looking to hunt a watch. Look, we even got desk clocks. I would have loved this to have been in color, but I suspect his original sources, these pictures, so they're sold, they're from the 70s and so forth, were probably not in color. But, oh man, I was going to say this guy needs a hobby that's other than this. I wonder when does this guy have time to cut his grass? This is an epic tome covering, well, here's the thing. This is what we love in a watch book. Now, if I was hunting this piece, this book would be, look, I'm not even past 180 yet. This book would be a dream come true. Anyone who's passionate about this watch, finding one of these, oh, we got some color pictures here. This is the one for you. Oh, non-licensed competitors, the Omega Sonic. Ooh, What? Omega developed the Megasonic to eliminate the royalty payment for use of the Bulova licensing for the tuning fork technology. Shame on you, Omega. The development was led by Max Hetzel after developing the action card for Bulova, and you have to enter for eBosch Consortium. You know, I'm not getting into that drama, buddy. That's between them and Bulova. Pretty epic. Look at all these interesting pictures of these movements. Dude. There are some watch book writers, authors, makers who could take a nod from you, sir. Well done. Very, very well done. A unusual tone for sure, not for everyone. But these are available on eBay. I think these are cruising at like 150-ish, which is not terrible, especially for the page count. It's actually really rather excellent. And you're getting pretty much every Accutron model in there. So this book is Hobby of Hours approved. In summation, she is a chunky monkey. She is a big Bertha, but she is not a heavy Chevy. Wears reasonably comfortable on the wrist. It's made of stainless. It's not like it's titanium, but it doesn't feel all that heavy. I think if this was on a bracelet, it would feel like madness, but it doesn't. So if this is a cool watch for you, a wild card watch you would like to enjoy, hit up Derek. He will totally sort you out. Thanks for coming along on the ride. Hope that wherever you are in this wonderful, beautiful hobby of ours, that you are blessed. All right, we will catch you in the next one. Peace. Pick up a book. 1001 Watch Designs, Volume 1. We've got line art, oil paintings, steampunk, and even super duper realistic ones. Ones that you could probably put on your wrist today. It's a good bit of fun and a great way to share your support. Thanks for coming along on the ride.